Greetings, Stuart-Hobson students, parents, teachers, staff, families, and guests. Welcome to the Stuart-Hobson class of 2020 8th grade virtual promotion. As the 8th grade class administrator, it has been my esteemed pleasure to work with each student in this fine class. Our promotion theme this year is the class of 2020, a vision of persistence. This theme is rooted in the truly unprecedented challenges that face the students this school year, from the devastating COVID-19 pandemic to the horrifying images of police brutality. But also, for the class of 2020, there is hope for unity, healing, and heightened awareness through the Black Lives Matter movement. This changing world brought out the very best in our 8th grade students. They have demonstrated a level of persistence that they themselves may not have known was within each of them. From adapting quickly to distance learning or facing new realities of supporting their families during this quarantine, our students have made the best of a difficult situation. Each year, I have the joy of sharing my heartfelt congratulations and well wishes with my beloved 8th graders. This group has made me a better administrator, and for that, I thank each of them. For their diligence, their warmth, their humor, and their headstrong zest for life. To each of our parents and families, I thank you for believing in your student, for loving them, and cultivating in each student the very best that you have to offer. While we may not have been able to celebrate as we normally would with our class trip to Six Flags and Math and Science Day and our annual dinner, dance, and cruise on the Spirit of Washington, I encourage every family to celebrate their scholar in a special way for their persistence to overcome the challenges of this year. As the Stuart-Hobson class of 2020 embarks on their next journey, please always remember the value of hard work, persistence, kindness, and friendship. Without further ado, we will begin our 2020 promotion program with words of congratulations from our instructional superintendent, Andrea Carruthers, and principal of Pride of Capitol Hill Eastern Senior High School, Saw Brown. Thank you.
Greetings, scholars, parents and family members, Principal Comforo, and thank you, Stuart-Hobson staff. I am Andrea Carruthers, the Instructional Superintendent for Cluster 7 and Stuart-Hobson Middle School. 8th grade scholars, on behalf of DC Public Schools, I am proud of you and your achievements thus far and encourage you to continue to strive for greatness. Take that Panther pride with you. We will be looking for you all to lead the way. Congratulations.
This is Principal Brown of Eastern High School, and I just want to say to the Stuart-Hobson class of 2020, congratulations. We are so proud of you. This has not been an easy season, but each of you has persevered and are now eligible and ready for high school. So continue to celebrate. Stay safe this summer, and I look forward to seeing you when the opportunity presents itself.
Hello, my name is Han Benkolder, and it is my pleasure to speak with you today. Before I begin, I would like to thank all of my teachers, administrators, and classmates that helped me along this journey. It is great to have them in my life. I was honored when Counselor Williams asked me to introduce the top students from my class and to speak on the topic of perseverance. Perseverance is defined by Merriam-Webster as the quality that allows someone to continue trying to do something even though it is difficult. Even before our current situation, perseverance was part of our lives. I think back to how it helped me through my time in 6th grade. I remember my first week of school and the challenge of simply transitioning from one class to another. Yet, I persevered. Through space camp, science fairs, and park testing, perseverance was the key. And now, we come to this final semester. Perseverance is needed more than ever. Everything has changed for us, and we struggle to not only stay safe, but to succeed. And we are sad about not being close to friends and having live events canceled. For me, the musicals 13 and Aladdin come to mind. But we kept going. We had to become tech experts with online classes, And though it was difficult and sometimes stressful, we didn't give up. The perseverance we need for our future is the ability to adapt in our constantly changing world. We remain strong in our friendships and support of each other. We must meet today's challenges and lead with flexibility and creativity. And I know that we can do this. And now, I would like to introduce the valedictorians and salutatorians for the 8th grade class of 2019 to 2020 of SHMS. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
What's up, Stuart-Hobson? It's Dorian Washington. I'm so honored to be able to give this speech here in front of you all today for graduation, and I miss you guys so much. Stuart-Hobson has been a great school. It's been a great time for me from 6th to 8th grade, getting to know everybody, making great friends. I've made some of my best friends at Stuart-Hobson. It's just been an awesome school. It's taught us a lot. It's taught me a lot of things. One of those things is perseverance. Stuart has taught me that perseverance is very important in life. I realized that without perseverance, we wouldn't be able to get past unexpected obstacles that always pop up in our lives. And they will continue to pop up because that's just the way life is. And that is why we need perseverance. The ability to persevere through these things that pop up. It's very important for us to keep going through trying times, for us to keep working hard and, to keep doing the things we need to do to help relieve things that happen to us. One of those things that have hit us very hard is the coronavirus, and we just need to keep going, to keep quarantining, to keep helping those who need it, and we are doing a great job of that. Everything is getting better. More and more shops are starting to open again, sites are starting to open again, and that's because we have done a great job of quarantining and helping those. Doctors and social workers have done a great job of researching and providing information for us on how to better ourselves and protect us from the virus. I am so honored to be here in front of you all giving a speech. It's just been a great ride at Stuart-Hobson from 6th to 8th grade, meeting you guys, It's been an honor. It's been so fun, a good experience. Stuart-Hobson has been a great school. It's prepared me well for my future, for high school. It's prepared us all for high school, for our futures. And if someone asked me to rate Stuart-Hobson to their child who is an upcoming 6th grader, I would definitely recommend it to him. I would rate Stuart-Hobson a 10 out of 10. I would. I really would. I love my time at Stuart-Hobson. It's been a great school.
Hello, teachers, students, parents, and staff. I was asked to speak about perseverance. Each day, just like all of you, I've persevered through the chaos of middle school while trying to learn new content in the academic environment we've called home for 3 years. The minutes are lost on me, and the moments will be with me forever. I'm thankful for experiences, expeditions, and excellence that we all share. I want to share with you this quote by Albert Einstein, as I think it applies to all of us. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. To me, this is what Panther Pride is all about. We're all smart in our own ways, and we've been taught by our teachers and parents to stay with the problem of the day, whether in the classroom or in life, until we find a solution. What we will need as we head off to high schools across the city is that pride that we've learned as Panthers. I've learned to work a bit harder, be more compassionate, and most importantly, to be present in the lives of my friends. Some of who I met standing in the line on the playground at Peabody, then matriculated to Watkins, and finally here to Stuart-Hobson. I know to the outside world they call it a cluster, but to me it's family that shares the same values and goals. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of the celebration of this phase of my life. These 3 years will serve as a foundation for the rest of my academic career.
Perseverance. Continuously trying even when you fail. Many of us in our time at Stuart have persevered even if we didn't know it. Some of us have struggled to be motivated or had trouble with our classes. Some of us struggled with friendships or have been bullied. Some of us were failing, yet we pushed through. For me, my perseverance started right at the beginning when I came to Stuart. So many things were different. I had to make new friends, I wasn't very motivated, there was more responsibility and freedom, and instead of having the same group of kids in all my classes for 5 years, we had a different group of kids every 45 minutes. But I worked through it. I made new friends, became more motivated, I learned to be more organized, and I adjusted to the environment. In the other years, I struggled in math, but I persevered and worked hard to bring my grade up. Many of my fellow students, like me, have also struggled socially or in their class, but they worked hard and overcame it. But now, we face our biggest adjustment, the pandemic, which has led to online learning and social distancing. At the beginning of the pandemic, Microsoft Teams was glitching and some kids couldn't get their assignments or get online. We couldn't hang out with our friends, and we felt trapped in our houses. And we were worried about our parents getting sick and maybe even dying. It was hard for everyone, kids, parents, and our teachers. But with the help of our parents and teachers, we tried our hardest and overcame these challenges. We have persevered through these times and have been pushed out of our comfort zone, and we still worked hard to graduate, and most of us are graduating. We have worked hard to keep our grades up even when there is not much incentive. We don't have prom or the end of the year trip to an amusement park, and we've already been accepted into high school. We've pushed through not just because our parents are making us do it, but because we want to finish strong. We want to finish what we have started. We have persevered. We have finished the school year and can celebrate. So now everyone should go pop some champagne. Thank you to all of the Stuart-Hobson teachers and staff for helping us make it through these difficult times. And thank you for all the great memories, including losing almost every pep rally.
Hi everybody! I feel lucky that I got a chance to meet many of you. I know this year was more difficult than most, but we made it. Even though we're all headed to different places, there are some lessons that we can all take with us, like the importance of not giving up even when things get hard. Usually there are challenges that we all face at school, such as keeping our grades up or dealing with difficult assignments. On top of that, this year we had to deal with coronavirus and distance learning. Even when everything was brand new to us, we kept going, one step at a time, and now we have finally reached our goal. I hope we can take this experience with us next year to remind ourselves that success doesn't come from natural talent or gifts. Success comes from hard work and persistence through challenging times. We don't know when we'll go back to normal or when this pandemic will end, but if we take it day by day, we'll make it through. Today isn't the graduation ceremony we envisioned when we began Stuart-Hobson, but it is our graduation. It's a symbol that if we work hard, nothing can stop us. Thank you, Stuart-Hobson teachers, staff, and administrators for helping us to learn through difficult times. Thank you, families, for loving and supporting us. Most importantly, thank you, class of 2020, for years of fun, friendship, and amazing memories. Congratulations, Stuart-Hobson class of 2020, on making it to our graduation. We all earned it.
Good morning, everyone. It's such an honor to be chosen to speak to all of my classmates, teachers, and everyone's aunts and uncles that I don't know. I would have never imagined that we would have the celebration online, and it's a shame that we aren't able to experience this together as we should be able to. The theme for this year's graduation speech is perseverance, a theme that I believe fits everyone in our class. I'm not going to say that these 3 years haven't been rocky at times, because they have, but it's not about where we've been, it's more about where we are now. And the only reason that we're all out of here alive is because we're in this together. During my time at Stuart-Hobson, I've met so many amazing people and have made friends not only with students, but I've developed amazing relationships with many of my teachers. I'd like to give lots of recognition to the staff for making the transition from normal school to online school as smooth as possible. It's not easy for anyone, but we stepped up to the challenge to finish off this year strong. As a student, sometimes it's hard to push yourself to do the work when there's nobody in front of you telling you what to do. But I think for the most part, as a grade, we were able to be our own teachers and tell ourselves what needed to be done. These examples of perseverance didn't happen all of a sudden. They were present, believe it or not, before we left school. In 3 years, our class may have won only 1 or 2 pep rallies, but we didn't give up. At almost every pep rally, we were disqualified before it even began, but we didn't let that stop us from working hard in the sports portion of it. All jokes aside, we are a hard-working class that developed a skill of adapting to new environments. When we first started middle school, it was a big jump in becoming responsible for keeping track of 8 different periods. That's a lot of different classes in one day, and every year we have gotten better at keeping track of what was needed and expected of us as students and people. This was something new that we quickly adapted to. Another was distance learning, and now it will be high school. But I believe that with all that we have been through together, we are ready for the next step in our lives. I will miss all of you. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Jude Martin. Greetings, graduates, and proud family members and friends. First, congratulations, we did it. We are graduating from middle school, and next year we will be freshmen in high school. 3 years ago, we made the leap from our elementary schools to Stuart-Hobson, watching the sky darken during an eclipse on our first day. Today, the skies feel darker in a different way, in the aftermath of George Floyd's murder and the presence of a global pandemic. Now, as I am writing this speech, we are wondering about what starting high school will be like during this pandemic, and if we'll be able to come back to school after summer break. We are also hoping that these protests bring both peace and justice. Now, we are going to different schools around the city, tasked with entering high school during a year full of uncertainties and worries. Halfway through this school year, around half of us were in danger of not graduating. Then came the coronavirus, and being forced to figure out how to navigate distance learning. But despite all this, we persevered and became graduates. Many of us were even able to improve our grades during this difficult time. Sadly, we aren't going to be able to celebrate this together in person anytime soon, and our class trips were one of the first things to be called off when everyone started to realize how bad this pandemic was going to be. So let me remind you of some of the experiences our class of 2020 has shared over the past few years. In 6th grade, we became students at the same time Mr. Gonforo became our principal, and we have shared our 3 years at Stuart-Hobson with him. In March, around the time we were starting to find a routine, many of us went to space camp. We went to Stuart-Hobson at 10 p.m. on a Sunday, got on the bus, waited a few hours for departure, and spent the whole ride wondering what space camp would be like. Once we got there, we saw space shuttles, rockets, and heard about the possibility of space tourism. We did simulated missions, and tried to see everything there was in just a few days. Then we hopped back on the bus and got home past midnight, exhausted but full of new memories. Next, we all struggled through our first history project ever, and ended the year with a trip to King's Dominion. In 7th grade, it all got both harder and easier, and again we started 7th grade at the same time as a new vice principal, Mr. Frazier. We were no longer new to Stuart-Hobson, so we were expected to do more, with some of us adapting to new, difficult classes. We persevered through that year, celebrating the end of it with a dance where the music was only heard through earphones, and our trip to King's Dominion. Then we moved on to the 8th grade, and it was strange, on that first day, to realize that we were now the senior class, and we wondered at the fact that we'd once been just like the 6th graders that seemed so different from us. Now we are 9th graders, heading off to high school, yet another struggle to face. Whenever it feels tough, we can remember that we've done this before, at Stuart-Hobson. Although we've gotten behind, we've worked hard, persevered, and wanted to do big things. And I know that every single person here can do it again. Good luck, everyone, and have a great time in high school. Thank you to Mr. Gonforo and Miss Dunn, who are leaving Stuart-Hobson this year, and to all the other people who've helped us become graduates, from teachers to family to friends. And thank you to all the students who made Stuart-Hobson a more special place by sharing jokes, acting, playing sports, singing, making music, and making school a more special place, a place full of friends and good times, a place we will miss now that we have left it. Congratulations and good luck, everyone.
Families, friends, and every other virtual visitor, welcome to Stuart-Hobson Middle School's Class of 2020 promotion ceremony. I present to you the Class of 2020. But let me be clear, this by no means is a finish line for anybody. You're simply 8 years down with 8 more years to go. Today does not mark a graduation, but rather a promotion to high school. And rather referring to you as the class of 2020, you're really just the class of 2024, and then the class of 2028, and then. We aim to prepare you well, and we demanded a lot of you. In reading and writing, the 40-book challenge, additional challenge of Alex, 3 hours per week, made you all do a History Day project and all participate in science fair for 3 years in a row. As those expectations rose higher, you each stood up and took the challenge gracefully. We're proud of all that you have accomplished and wait in anticipation of what you will accomplish and continue to do to make us proud at Stuart-Hobson Middle School. This class is uniquely special to me. 3 years ago, we started here together. We've learned together, grown together, and now we will leave together. As I go on to school myself again next year, I hope that it will inspire some of you to never stop learning and never stop reaching higher. On our first day of school together, we observed a rare solar eclipse. And throughout our journey, we had many other milestones. Our cheerleaders won championships every single year. We put on amazing plays. We went to space camp. And most of all, we had fun together. Every single day, I strive to make it a fun day at Stuart-Hobson Middle School. I do really believe that school and education should be enjoyable. And hopefully I've made your experience at Stuart-Hobson Middle School a fun one at that. None of us, though, could have predicted how our time together would come to an end. A global pandemic cut our time together short. And now, as yet another unarmed black person was killed by the police, we have taken to the streets and screamed from the top of our lungs that Black Lives Matter. I stand here in solidarity with you all to say myself that Black Lives Matter, that you matter. I love each and every one of you and have been so proud to have been your principal. As I leave Stuart-Hobson, I leave inspired. Your generation has impressed me since I began as a teacher, and these past few weeks, you have impressed me and inspired me even more. You truly will go on to change the world that we will live in. I believe that you are all fully prepared to go off into high school and to excel. But again, the learning does not stop there. It continues to go and go and go. 8th graders, class of 2020, 2024, 2028, and so on, congratulations. I am proud to have been with you along this part of the journey. Go off, make us proud. You are always a Stuart-Hobson Panther. Many of you guys have been in school together since pre-K3. And now we are all going off into different directions. This 8th grade class will probably go off to over 20 different high schools. I encourage you all to stay in touch with one another. But at the same time, explore, make new friends, find new things that you are interested in as you go off into high school and beyond. You are all ready. I am proud of you. I love you, and let's stay in touch.
Cluster all the way. Congratulations to these students who have continuously attended Capitol Hill Cluster School campuses, Peabody, Watkins, and Stuart-Hobson. Presenting the Stuart-Hobson Middle School Class of 2020, a vision of persistence. Brianna Adams. Trevlin Allen Jr. Jamisha Archie. Zaya Bailey. Henry Banks. Paris Barnes, Jason Basil, Amira Bean, Emma Batanco, Han Binkholder, Sinke Blunt, Nasira Brawley, Robert Braxton Jr., Ahmad Brown Jr., Dernija Brown, Leilani Brown, Christina Bryant, Trenton Bryant, Kennedy Burr, Marcus Campbell, Ariel Cardoso Garcia, Patrick Carey, Ryan Chase, McKenna Clark, Shamar Clark, Courtney Clay, Jonathan Coates, Kenya Coley, Josephine Conley, Marquette Kaufman, Katie Cruz Lazo, Jaden D'Antoniak, Devontae Davis, Sky Eason, Mason Edmond, Mandel Edelin, Ishmael Everett, Owen Fawcett, Darian Felix, Roman Felix, Khalil Helstorts, Theodore Hare Jr., Andrew Harrington, Alice Hess, Jemiah Hill, Anastasia Hitze, Ronald Hall III, Labria Eisen, Elijah Jackson, Jeremiah Jackson, Riley Jackson, Rebecca Jacobo, Davon Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Malik Johnson, Cameron Jones, Thomas Jones Jr., Zariah Jones, Fiona Keith, Amaya Keat, Farah Kenny, Angel Kennard, Christian Lake, Carrington Lane, Aaron Latney Crew, Nyasha Lett, Taylor Lewis, Avery McAllister, Xavier Marquez, Delana Martin, Jude Martin, Andre Mason Jr., Kimani Mason, Joshua Mays, Abigail McGraw Traster, Devontae McSwain, Leonarda Medina, Maria Mendez Galindo, Jason Miller, Isaiah Mender III, Markayla Morris, Jaden Morrison, Kanaya Motley, Angelina Mouquette, Mathino Nichols, Anaya Nolan, Casey Osby, Joy Palmer, Aaron Parker, Nasim Parker, Ryan Payton, Lydia Ferguson, Daniel Phillips, Jonathan Pitts, Robert Price IV, Krishaw Prince Smith, Takara Riddick Smallwood, Michael Robb Jr., Antele Roberts, Mikkel Roberts, Kierden Rose, Adam Roman, Sky Rosser, Jasper Rubin, Gabriel Salunga, Tyler Sampson, Jingshan Savitsky, Kahiri Scarborough, Dylan Shawn, Keelan Scott, Maya Smith, Hayden Soderman, Kingston Stevens, Tanzanae Stevens, Demi Stubbs, Jomar Taylor, Samuel Taylor, Brooke Terrell, Imani Toland, Isabella Velasquez, Ronan Viola, Matthew Walden, Elijah Waldron, Dorian Washington, Kiara Washington, Elizabeth Weinshank, Malachi Williams, Carl Wilson III, Demirio Wimbush, Ian Woschlegel, John Woschlegel, Nevaeh Woodley, John Wright, Nevaeh Wright, Desiree Young, Maximilian Zeidler. Stuart-Hobson Middle School, Class of 2020, Acknowledgements. The Stuart-Hobson Middle School, Class of 2020, sends its heartfelt thanks to Principal Christopher Conforo, Assistant Principal Eric Frazier, 8th grade Class Administrator Catherine Turner, Stuart-Hobson Middle School 8th grade teachers and staff, Stuart-Hobson Middle School community partners, DC Department of Behavioral Health, Communities in School, One Common Unity, and After School All-Stars, as well as thanks to the Capitol Hill Cluster School Parent-Teacher Association. See your teachers and friends one more time at our Stuart-Hobson Middle School Promotion After Party on Zoom. Visit zoom.us and use the meeting ID available as well as the password 2020.